Your company gave you Microsoft Copilot. And if you are like most people, you opened it once, asked it a question, got an okay answer, and then went right back to doing everything the hard way. Meanwhile, everyone online is talking about ChatGPT, Codex, Claude, Cowork, and all these tools your IT department probably has not approved yet. But here is what nobody tells you. You may not need any of that, because the tool already sitting inside your Microsoft 365 license can do 9 things most professionals have never even seen. And when you start using all 9, you stop looking like someone who uses AI. You start looking like the person who runs on AI. So in this video, I am going to show you all 9. And if you want the full breakdown, comment AI below and I will send you my newsletter link where I go deeper on all of this. This is the one you already know. You open Copilot, you type a question, it answers. Most people stop here. They ask one question, read the answer, close the tab, and move on. And honestly, there is nothing wrong with that. Chat is great for quick answers, drafting a message, summarizing something, or unblocking a problem in 30 seconds. But chat is just the front door. There are 8 more rooms inside Copilot, and most professionals never even find the hallway. A project is a dedicated workspace inside Copilot where one goal lives. It could be a client account, a product launch, a job search, a content plan, or a work project. You drop in your notes, your files, and your context, and Copilot keeps that context with the project. That means you do not have to start from zero every single time. You can open it a week later and Copilot already knows the story. No re-explaining, no copy and paste, no typing the same background again and again. Think of it like a desk that is always left exactly how you had it. Every note is still there, every decision is still there, every file is still in place. If you work on anything with more than 3 moving parts, this is probably the first thing you should set up. Notebook is different from projects, and this is where people get confused. Projects are for organizing work over time. Notebook is for long context. This is where you paste a long document, a meeting transcript, a dense report, or a lot of information, and ask Copilot to work through all of it. Use Notebook when you need Copilot to read the whole thing before it answers. For example, paste a 50-page vendor contract and ask, what are the 3 biggest risks in this document? Or paste a meeting transcript and ask, what decisions were made, what is still unclear, and what do I need to do next? That is where Notebook shines. It is not just a regular chat. It is the mode you use when the answer depends on the full context. This is where Copilot starts to feel very different. Computer-using agents do not just answer questions. They can actually use your computer, your real apps, your real files, your real folders. For example, you can point it at a folder and say, turn these receipts into one expense sheet. And instead of just telling you how to do it, it can actually work through the task. It is like having an assistant sitting at your keyboard. Someone who understands the task, knows where the files are, and does not complain about the repetitive work. This is a big shift because now AI is not just giving you answers, it is starting to do the work with you. Quick distinction before this one. Number 4 works on your local machine. Number 5 is more like giving Copilot a bigger project and letting it run the steps for you. This is Copilot's operator mode. Instead of asking for one answer, you give it a goal. Then it breaks the goal into steps, executes the steps, checks the work, and fixes mistakes along the way. Yes, it can build apps. But this is not only for coding. You can use this thinking for marketing plans, SEO audits, content calendars, research projects, documentation, and business workflows. You give Copilot the goal, it plans the work, it runs the work, then it reports back. Chat is the helper, this mode is the operator. If you can describe the job clearly in plain English, this is where Copilot can start doing much more than just answering questions. This might be the most underrated feature in the whole list. A skill teaches Copilot how you want something done, not how the internet does it, not how a generic AI model does it, how you do it. You write the steps once, your format, your brand voice, your approval process, your checklist, your rules, then you save it. From that point on, Copilot can follow your method without you explaining it again every time. Think about the things you explain over and over, to new hires, to contractors, to your team, to people in email threads. Write it once as a skill. Now, Copilot can do it your way. That is powerful, because the real value is not just using AI. The real value is teaching AI your process. Connectors are what tie everything together. A connector links Copilot to the apps you already use: your email, your calendar, OneDrive, SharePoint, your CRM, your project management tool, your scheduling software. Once it is connected, Copilot does not just talk about your apps, it can work with them. Here is a simple example. You connect Copilot to your content scheduling tool, then you type, "Write a post about this video and schedule it for tomorrow morning." That is it. Copilot writes the post, opens the tool, schedules the content, and handles the workflow. No copy and paste, no switching between 5 tabs, no logging into different apps, just one sentence and the task is handled. That is why connectors matter. They turn Copilot from a chatbot into a workplace system. If you do not know about slash commands, this can change how you use Copilot. Slash commands are built-in shortcuts. You type a forward slash, choose the command, and Copilot shifts into a specific mode. For example, slash brainstorm. Use this when you need ideas: product names, marketing angles, campaign hooks, content ideas, user experience fixes. Copilot moves into creative mode and gives you options fast. Then there is slash explain. Paste a block of text, code, or jargon, and Copilot breaks it down in plain language. This is perfect for technical reports, confusing policies, or onboarding into a new tool. And then there is slash plan. This is one of the most useful ones. Type your goal and Copilot gives you a step-by-step plan: sprint planning, feature launches, quarterly reviews, project work, anything with moving parts. These commands are not hidden, they are just overlooked. And once you start using them, Copilot feels much faster. Pages is where your Copilot work becomes a real document. This is important because most people use Copilot, get a decent answer, and then leave everything inside the chat window. But work does not happen in a chat window. Work needs to become a document, a proposal, a project brief, a meeting summary, a plan, a deliverable. That is what Pages is for. It turns your Copilot output into a shareable, editable document right inside Copilot. You can write it, edit it, share it, collaborate on it, and move it out of the chat. Pages is the bridge between AI output and actual work. And honestly, this is the step most people skip. That is why their Copilot work never goes anywhere. Here is the real talk. Everyone online is talking about Claude, ChatGPT, Codex, Cowork, and the latest AI model from some lab you have never heard of. And some of those tools are genuinely impressive. But you are sitting at work with a Microsoft 365 license. And inside that license is one of the most capable AI tools ever built for the workplace. You do not need to wait for IT to approve something new. You do not need to expense another subscription. You do not need to build a system from scratch. You need to start using what you already have. And if you want to make the case to your manager or your company, do it with results, not with a pitch deck. Start small. Pick one workflow. Use Copilot on that workflow for 2 weeks, then show what changed. Because here is what nobody tells you about becoming the AI person at work. It is not about knowing the most tools. It is about actually using one tool consistently until the results speak louder than any conversation about AI. A few months from now, when your team is still asking how to use AI, you are going to be the person they come to, not because you watched every video, but because you started. And that is how you become indispensable. Everyone is worried about AI taking their job, but the people who actually learn how to use it are not getting replaced. They are becoming harder to replace. While everyone else is trying to survive AI, you become the person your manager calls when they need someone who understands it. And in a world where companies are cutting headcount and giving more work to automation, being the person who can run the automation is one of the safest seats in the room. I can teach you every tool in this video, but the one thing that puts you ahead of 99% of people is actually using it. So comment AI below and I will send you the link to go deeper. I am Thiago. If this was useful, check out my other videos where I break down practical AI workflows you can actually use at work. I also have a free newsletter where I go deeper on tools like this. The link is in my bio. It is free and it is worth it. And if you are on TikTok, come find me there too. I post weekly AI tips and tricks that I do not always cover here on YouTube. Subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you in the next one.